kommen zum Andertons TV.
Heute werden wir versuchen, etwas wie Rammstein zu klingen und werden dabei nicht sehr viel Geld ausgeben.
Viel Spaß!
So guitars first.
Yes, guitars. So, Rammstein's guitar, I know I said Anderton's guitar sound. Anderton's guitar sound is very, very Pete Lee centric. No, moving along. So, I'm not going to go for any pedals. The challenge here is to do Rammstein with no pedals because although they do have delays, reverbs, Richard does use a wah. I think there's a whammy in there on the. I don't know if he uses whammy live. I've never heard him use a whammy live.
No, I've seen it live.
There's just lots of fire. So I'm just going to basically kind of go for a high gain amp, something Mesa Boogie voiced, maybe Black Star, maybe. If I can't, I might go Line 6 Catalyst if I go down. But because I'm just after a guitar and amp, no pedals, I'm going to splurge a bit on the guitar. And
Sounds good.
Richard uses ESP, Paul uses Gibson, but has used Ernie Ball. But I think I'm going to stick kind of this section, the LTD. So, what's in budget? Oh, by the way, our budget now, by the way, we haven't explained any of these rules yet, and all of these, that sounds like we didn't do, is we only have £1,000 to spend.
And we basically try and do it for as cheaply as possible within that.
Yeah,
but
indeed.
That's the limit.
Indeed. I remember my second ever amp cost me 80 quid. That's all I could afford.
How much is that one?
That's too expensive. I was going to go for something like a Les Paul shape, but they're too expensive.
Yeah.
Because that's $1,099, I can't afford that. The Schecter is $589, the Viper is $469. I might use the Viper.
It's a bit more Richard.
Yeah, and it's got a flame top. So, you know, I think it's meant flame, you see. Yeah, that.
That wasn't even planned.
No, it wasn't. But yeah, I'm going to go for the Viper because it's a flame top and it's gorgeous. And we have ESP design pickups. It's got 24 frets. Not that I'll be doing any of that today. But yeah, guitar sorted. Onto bass.
Yeah?
What do you want?
Okay. So,
I'm gonna
same kind of... Go on then. Same kind of deal. You'll just see fire in the background. Ollie doesn't really use many effects. Occasionally he's used a chorus, and I know he's got a Sans Amp bass driver DI, but other than that, he's not really a great user of effects. So I'm gonna do pretty much what Dave did and splurge a bit on the bass, but more so splurge on the amp, because I was trying to experiment getting his sound with smaller amps, and that is a no-go, because basically Rammstein's bass sound is all subs and all treble, so you just can't do it with a small amp. So it's basically going to be splurge on a slightly bigger amp and splurge a little bit on a bass. So we'll attempt to find some kind of bass. Immediately spotted Stingray, and I know Ollie used to use them, and now the current basses he uses all have Music Man style pickups. But how much is that? I wouldn't know because I can't reach the price tag.
Allow me to reach and help. That's $509.
Can we do any cheaper?
Allow me, madame. That's $299.
Okay.
For a bass that looks like it's been forged in
Iceland.
ice. Yes, glacier bass.
Glacier bass.
Don't try and say that when you're
Ollie
drunk.
actually has a bass called the Plasma bass, and it's basically all clear with lights, and it looks really cool.
That's sick.
I know. Yeah, I think because it's more or less the same deal with the humbuckers, and most of the sound's going to be coming from the amp, I'm going to go with this and see where we end up amp-wise. So it's a bit of a risk, but let's see where we end up. So bass amp-wise, basically, these are a no-go because they're too small.
Oh yeah, that's the problem, isn't it?
Yeah, it just kind of flubs out if you're going to try and get that low of a frequency.
That is the key for cool bass line. That is the key for Rammstein, the bass tone especially. It needs to be big. Yeah, if you're using like one 10-inch speaker,
they're just going to go, no!
It'll set on fire, which for Rammstein is a good thing, but not for your budget.
Yeah.
So, moving on.
So, the only one I can see in here that will do what I need in budget is the Katana Bass 210. So I'm going to go with that because I mentioned chorus earlier, and that I know has a built-in chorus. So if you ever do need that, that could be a really good shout.
Cool. So between them two, you're basically you're about £800 odd, give or take.
And that's basically the entire setup.
Quids in.
Basically.
Okay, so guitar amp. Now I don't know what to do because Black Star's amps that are here are over budget. I was like, I'll go Black Star, high gain, and then I realised, we're all over budget.
Oh. I knew you were going to do it.
Who doesn't? So I'm thinking Katana.
Yeah?
Yes. Perfect. No, we need a bigger one. Yeah, because I was looking at these, but it's like 829. The Studio 10, but it's like it hasn't got enough. That won't work. That's too expensive. That's too expensive. Oh, hang on a minute. Then this might be a shat. Sorted. Found it. Found a Black Star. I wanted to use a Black Star because I wanted to give it more high gain kind of thing, but kind of like high gain, but. It needs that kind of, I can't think of how to describe the tone of Rammstein, but it's got, in my brain, it's kind of got this kind of scratch to it, but it's humongous all at the same time, and I love it. So I'm gonna go for this Black Star, which is, what is it again? The Silver Line, which I've watched try for a while. And if that doesn't work, then it'll be a Boss Katana on the camera. Trying to get around to it. A lot of people saying in the comment section, like, yeah, why don't you use a Boss Katana? Well, because not everyone likes the Boss Katana.
Yeah.
So we're all about variety here and pleasing everyone as much as we can.
Yes.
So is that it then?
Trying to.
Is that it? Because I've got effects on this as well.
Yeah, that's basically it. There's no pedals needed.
Oh, that is ridiculous. So, that on?
Yeah.
Back to the room. Fire, fire, fire. Okay, we are back in the video room, Willkommen. So yeah, in our quest to sound like Rammstein, the German industrial metal giants, Queenie's got to see them. I was supposed to see them, but I was ill.
Yeah.
Rammstein.
Saw them in Cardiff.
VIP tickets. Yeah, anyway.
Yeah.
Do you want to do bass gear? What there is of it?
Yeah, what there is of it. So, yeah, bass-wise, this worked perfectly, actually. So the risk paid off. So that's good. So this is the Ibanez SR300 ESVM in true Ibanez fashion. It's basically a barcode on the name, which came to $299, and then the Boss Katana 210, which was $549. And settings-wise on the bass, everything middled. This switch is down, and then on the Katana, literally everything at 12 o'clock except treble is at 1 o'clock. But there's a couple of other things that I noticed. So Ollie kind of seems to have two different sounds. So in his earlier days, he had a bit more of a treblier sound. So like, if I flick this switch up, it actually does that really well. So you have... So that does his older tone really well. What are you giggling at?
I'm giggling at how big that is. It's like literally like just like. It feels like I am at a Rammstein concert. Fire.
Fire. Flamethrower bass. But anyway, it also does the Diamant thing really well. Because he occasionally live uses a chorus on that song. So on the Katana, if you flick the chorus onto about 10 o'clock. plays like with a capo, but I'm doing it without a capo because I
Yeah.
don't have one. But yeah, so it basically does the entire job, whatever you need, and then if you need is more bassy tone, flick the switch down, and you have basically, yeah, it does everything.
Big. It's just like massive. It just sounds
Yeah,
just want to fill your ears
you
with
can
bass.
feel it.
You can feel it. It's great.
Yeah, that's pretty spot on because when I saw them live, I could physically feel it, and it actually hurt. But I loved it.
I love it. So you got back and was like, yeah, it was great, but my God, you couldn't hear anything but bass for the first 3 songs.
Literally, when I got back the day after, my insides physically hurt.
So you want it to be. Live music's supposed to be a physical assault. Gets you riled up and gets you going. Yeah. Rammstein know what they're doing.
For Sonne, it seems like he's got the low E tuned to a B and the A tuned to a D because there's a low B being played in the chorus and he's not on a 5-string. But this bass absolutely hated that, so I just did it in drop D.
Yes. And also, Mindland was in C, but again, if we had bigger strings and time to restring these things, we could do it, but we did it in drop D. But yeah, anyway, any Rammstein fans out there going, oh, it's not the right tuning, that's why. Okay, so on to guitars. So I am in love with this entire setup, it's ridiculous. I've got it turned off at this point in time because it just, you'll hear it in a minute. So the LTD Viper, these things are amazing. I've never tried one before. This is the first time I've tried a Viper, and this one's absolutely wicked. And this is 469. It's a lot of guitar for 469, and again, it looks like it's on fire. It's got this cool flame top, which looks absolutely stunning, and it moves, and it's glorious. So the amp, the Black Star Silverline, I've never tried these before either. And literally, how long did it take? Like a minute? It was like immediately like the Rammstein tone. So I'll let you know I've got it set up. So I've got it on the, what's it called, the OD2? Yeah, I've got it set up on the OD2 channel. Level and gain and volume are cranked all the way to 10, because they should be. Bass is all the way up on 10. I've got the treble at 12 o'clock, ISF is at 12 o'clock. I've got the response set to 6L6s. No effects, no reverb, no nothing, so we need it to be nice and tight, and the volume is on loud. So it sounds like this, it just sounds mega, and I've just got to wait for it to come on. It's just wicked! Yeah. It's got all this kind of like percussive, I'm going to hit you, and it just gets you all riled up. It's brilliant. I love it. It's so good. I just... Bigger strings, please. But yeah, that is it. And again, it's just straight into the amp. No pedals needed. And if you wanted to do something like Mutter, for the cleaner things, you can coil tap the guitar, roll the volume in, But yeah, one more time. Ah!
Yep. I really like that guitar.
I like this guitar.
I love this
I like
bass
this
as
amp.
well, but
I love it. Love it. That is, I am one happy little bunny. This is amazing. I love this one. So, all in all, mine came to £868, £868, and the Rammstein tone can be yours for that price. Order now and you get a 5% discount on furry coats. Of course, that is the most important part of a Rammstein tone, is the Richard furry jacket.
it's actually mine.
Not anymore.
You'd never know.
But yeah, but again, basically what I was trying to do though with this tone is trying to amalgamate Paul and Richard's tone into one.
Yeah.
And I feel I got extraordinarily close.
It's a nice mix between both of them.
Considering, like, Richard uses something like 8 dual rectifiers live, and I don't know, Paul's a bit more enigma-ish with what he uses. I've seen him with Marshalls and Engels and all sorts of other stuff, but I don't really know. He's got a Sans amp pedal, and he uses a Sans amp. He's got a signature pedal as well.
Yeah.
Which Andertons do stock, but I didn't have them in today. But that's okay. This does the job. But yeah,
Ollie's
love it.
really secretive about what amps he uses. I don't actually know what amps he uses. I know in the old days he used Ampeg SVTs. And at one point he used Glockenklang Heart Rock amps.
Apparently he's still using the Glockenklang cabs.
He's using the cabs.
I was going to say that word.
Glockenklang.
Glockenklang. Join us, YouTube. After 3. 1, 2, 3. Glockenklang.
I feel like I'm in Harry Potter.
It's the best.
Glockenklang. Anyway.
Rammsteinus. Anyway.
Incendio.
Yeah, that'll work.
That's an actual...
So yeah.
Anyway.
I'm very, very happy. Please like and subscribe. And yeah, we'll see you again for another Sounds Like soon. But this one has been fun.
Yep. That's one of the most fun I've ever had.
Bye-bye.
Cheers.